You're trespassing.
Shield on! Enemy sighted! Anybody else? I've got you covered. Die! Reload! Let's get the bastard! Shield on.
Yeah.
Who's there?
We have a visitor. Alternate
Enemy found. Empty.
I've got you covered. I've got your back. Damn, empty.
Huh? Shield off!
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Someone's here. Reveal yourself. Got them. They're here.
There's someone here.
Someone's here. Identify yourself. Follow them.
Everything else malfunctions before long on this tub. Oh, cool.
course, we could find no evidence of any unscheduled Thopter landing on the Titan. But maybe someone else knows something. Maybe someone knows exactly who landed on the flight deck that night.
I told you already. I don't know anything. Am I free to go?
With Jeb's memory failing to provide any clarity, I turned my attention to Shift Supervisor Lena Orlov. Several things she let slip hinted at a closer relationship with Crew Chief Thorne. There had to be more to their connection than she was letting on.
There was nothing going on between us. We were just colleagues.
Tessa mentioned that you and Thorne had a close relationship.
Well, Tessa's wrong. There was nothing romantic between us.
Why would she lie about something like that?
Maybe she wanted to deflect suspicion from herself.
You know what? That's exactly what I thought too. But then, she played me this.
I'm glad we've had these moments together, Lena.
Me too, Derek. I don't think I could survive another day in this barren wasteland without you. Not that bitch. Who goes around recording the conversations of their crewmates?
She was keeping tabs on Thorne, documenting his lack of leadership skills.
Oh, she wouldn't shut up about that. I should have just transferred her to another rotation.
Tell me about you and Thorne.
All right. We were involved. But we were happy. I had no reason to harm him.
If you had nothing to hide, why keep it a secret?
Because it's personal. It had nothing to do with his death.
Did anyone else know about your relationship?
No, kept it private. It was nobody's business. Tessa has always had it out for Thorne. She's just trying to stir up trouble.
Tell me about Jeb.
About
His alibi is weak. As is his assertion that he received Thorne's secret messages, but had no interest or capacity to decode them.
he had the capacity, if he wanted to. We both had the same signals training.
Does that mean you could decode the message too?
Yes, I could.
Then tell me, what did the secret messages say?
Stay tuned for our next exciting episode, where secrets unravel and the truth comes to light on Death on the Titan.
This is your master inspirator with the daily motivational. Today, we must remember, difficult doesn't mean impossible. It simply means we must work harder. is your master inspirator with the daily motivational. Today we must remember, no matter how hard we work, someone else is working harder.
Combine-Hunted Communinet Theater presents an Arakin Playhouse production of 5 Days at Carthage. Brought to you by the generous patronage of the Padishah Emperor and the tireless support of the Spice Miners Fellowship and the Leisure Committee. And now, it's time to dim the lights and return with us to those fateful days before catastrophe came calling. It's part 3 of 5 Days at Carthage.
The Imperial Scenarist Guild has been provided unfettered access to the sealed records and testimonies of those who survived the Carthage incident. The following dramatization represents the official truth, as judged and signed by the Imperial Chamber Court and Aulic Council.
So let us journey then to the burning sands of Arrakis, a desert planet in a far-flung corner of the known universe. The year is 10-1-94, and the war of assassins between House Atreides and their ancient enemy House Harkonnen is well underway. We join our story alongside a capacity crowd at the Great Carthage Amphitheater. As the Battle of Windsack is reenacted for the enthusiastic crowd, anticipation continues to build. The history-making return of the legendary gladiator, Argus Fear.
Some import.
Shields up!
The exact but I gather it is for the Harkonnens.
Why celebrate it then?
I'm told there is some disagreement on the specifics of how the battle concluded, and who, in fact, was responsible for the rather costly destruction of a Spice Guild facility situated there.
The Harkonnens, no doubt.
I believe the Baron would claim otherwise.
He would, wouldn't he? Where is my damned spice? The skin on my legs feel as if it's both swelling and tightening at the same time. The pressure's building. Oh, where's my damned spice? That Harkonnen bootlick should be here by now.
There he is. Control yourself, Harkonnen.
as if they're about to burst and shower the room with gore.
I have your spice. As requested, a 7% solution of melange, elaka oil, and Carana brandy.
Did you mix it yourself?
Who the devil cares? Give it here! There now, Polish. Go easy on the lad. I'm in no rush to be anywhere, and I wish to enjoy a nice day in the country.
He'll sleep for a while now. The battle is still hours away. I know it looks bad. We're mostly retired these days, but when the Baron calls, Argus can move. I'm afraid his vanity wouldn't allow it.
I grew up listening to Argus Fear on the Communinet. My father said he was the greatest gladiator in the known universe.
Unfortunately, maintaining a reputation as the greatest gladiator in the known universe comes at heavy cost. By now, Argus has had every major organ slashed, crushed, or punctured. Every bone broken multiple times. He's had so many parts rebuilt, replaced, or regrown completely over the years that Bennett's Lilacs will no longer guarantee their work. They say he shouldn't even be alive.
I had no idea.
No one does. As I said before, his vanity would never allow it. Still, the chronic pain he endures on a daily basis would drive most men to self-annihilation. But Argus Fear will never willingly die. His vanity would never allow it.
And with that, the Battle of Wilsack is litigated once again. The crowd making plain their love for the Baron's men, in spite of the long shadow cast by the outcome of that very battle.
Everyone knows the Atreides were responsible for Wilsack. That much has never been in doubt. House Harkonnen was punished because your thick-headed cousin Glossu destroyed the moonfish industry on Caladan.
I've heard that before, and it's ridiculous. What could fish halfway across the universe possibly have to do with Wilsack?
Let me ask you this, dear. Who spearheaded the Imperial investigation into the destruction at Wilsack?
Your boss, Casimir Fenty. Everyone knows this.
Oh, I wonder if that's the same Hasimir Fenring that was heavily invested in the moonfish industry. I hear that Fenring lost over a third of his fortune when the industry collapsed. Can't you imagine?
The bastard.
Fenring, or your lunk-headed cousin?
The Count bleeds our house dry with massive debt for a facility we didn't even destroy.
You know I love you. But if someone deliberately reduced our holdings by a third...
I would kill them alive, of course.
I've got you covered. The same accommodation. As much as the Baron bemoans it, I doubt House Harkonnen is substantively injured in anything other than pride. But enough of this. Are the girls ready? The streets are filled with revelers, and I'm not going to be late again. It erodes my authority, and I resent it.
Girls! What?
How dare you address your mother that way, as if you were speaking to common Mara? Try again.
Yes, Mother? Ah, you all look so lovely. It's a shame Phaedrotha won't be there to see you. What? What do you mean you won't be there? I heard over the steward comms. It seems Fade and some of the cousins were ready to attend the arena when a contest of boasting broke out. Of course, it wasn't long before an impromptu hunting party formed, and the group found themselves on a highliner bound for Rosek. Rosek? I'm not going. Me neither.
You're dressed, you're going. Consider it your sole familial obligation. I had those dresses brought in from Chusik at great expense. You will be seen in them.
Not by Phaedrotha. That is the only one we care about. Fade bachelors are concerned, darling.
Who puts that nonsense in their heads, hmm?
It's true. Ever since the Atreides girl humiliated him at Arson, Fade has been actively receiving suitors.
Whores, you mean? Oh, you're fooling yourselves, girls. All of you. You haven't the slightest chance with Fade Ratha. No. His mate will be selected for political advantage above all, and we offer none.
Father!
I know you think me cruel, but it's the truth.
Kill them all! Shields on!
Girls, out. You stay. Davros, report.
We're getting calls from all wards, sir. Somehow, a sizable supply of alcohol has made it through the security zone and is being distributed throughout the city.
Throughout the city?
Drunken debauchery reported in all wards, sir. We're shutting down pores as fast as we can, but we can't keep up.
I told them this would happen. You can't drive the workers harder and harder and take away their outlets at the same time. The pressure can only build so much before it explodes.
So what do we do, sir?
What do? We do nothing. Perhaps the alcohol is a gift. Perhaps the crowds will have a riotous good time and wear themselves out before we see any proper unrest. What is your read on the crowd's temper, Davros?
Happy, sir. Excited for the most part. Excited for Argus Veer, that is.
If there's one clever move Lord Raban has made in recent memory, darling, it's delivering the great gladiator. I thought the old hedgehog was retired.
He is, but Glossu had nothing to do with it. Argus Veer is here at the Baron's request.
Well, it doesn't matter who brought him. What matters is that he's here. I shudder to think about how the crowd might respond were they denied their spectacle.
Well, we'll all be denied, sir, if we don't get going. Your ground car awaits.
Vastari! What happened to Valentin?
Oh, I know I'm late with your spies, but it's been insane up top. The crowd's worked up as I have never seen.
Oh my. Argus.
Yeah, one better wake him already. He's up next.
I think that might be a problem.
I can get a bucket of water or something.
We're going to need more than a bucket of water, I'm afraid. Argus Veer is dead.
You're tuned to Harvester Radio, the Dune man source for bulletins, weather, and matters of import to the Spice Miners Guild. the Grabbin' Gang, presented by the Imperial Scenerist Guild and Linder and Gold Coffee. Wake up with Linder and Gold. We put the spice in it for you.
The Grabbin' Gang was recorded before a live studio audience.
Another day, another Solaris. Yep, let's go again.
Good morning, love.
It's a great morning, sunshine, especially since we're starting the day with Linder and Gold Coffee.
You know, they're pretty spiking it for us.
Thank you, Linder and Gold.
Morning, Mom and Dad. Canute asked me to go to the festival with him.
Wait, which one is Canute? The one who dresses like a Kira?
No, that's Faisal. Canute is the one with the, you know...
Death to the
father
Emperor!
who's up at speech persuasion.
Oh, the Fremen Army!
Dad, stop being horrible. They're called Town Fremen, and they separated from their siege brethren generations ago.
Oh, that's great. And now you're going to the festival together. Enchanted.
I'm forcing Canute to go and have a good time. Forcing him? Why? Maybe ever since the Fremen disappeared. I want to lift his spirits. Oh, that's so sweet, honey.
Well, you better get used to the idea. I don't think the Fremen are ever coming back. The Emperor made sure of that.
Ugh, I've got to go. Bye, Mom. Bye, Nana.
What am I, Job Slick?
What about you, Dove?
What about me?
Don't be coy. I know you're mad for the festival, especially the spice cake competition.
Oh, this is my year, Marika. The golden hat will be mine.
Ooh, working on a secret recipe?
See, that would be incorrect, my dear, because I am not working on a secret recipe. I am working on the secret recipe.
Oh, come on, Dove. You say that every year, and every year Old Man Rashad's spice cake takes the hat.
Well, not this year, lovely. I've got a super secret ingredient that's gonna blow the judge's mind.
Is it more spice? Because if it isn't more spice, you're wasting your damn time.
Shut up, Mum!
What's your secret ingredient, Dove?
Oh, you know, just a little something I picked up from Frank. He calls it Flavor Enhancer 3000.
Frank, are we talking about the Frank that built a fart filter into his still suit?
Look, don't be insensitive. He has gastrointestinal issues, and it's not a joking matter.
Oh, then you must be talking about the Frank that invented the thumper with a musical accompaniment.
Well, I'll have you know that was genius and worked as intended. I mean, listen to
Oh, I'm sorry, Dove. I don't think Old Man Rashad has too much to worry about.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I should give the flavor enhancer a pass.
I told you, dummy! Lost spice every time!
Stay out of this, Mum! Come on!
Cicero, please, oh! But what does it say for you? Have your fortune told and learn what fate has in store. Only 25 Solaris.
Did the judge come around yet, Dove?
Not yet. Where's Judy?
Looks like they're in line for the fortune teller.
Oh, no! That's Old Man Rashad's booth!
Look at that line! He must be giving out free samples again.
Well, that's not fair!
Oh, want me to go over there as a spy and size up the competition?
You just want to try his cake, don't you?
Is that so wrong?
What about me?
Oh, I'll get you a piece too.
Well, that is not what I meant.
I know, but I will get you a piece.
Yeah, all right, fine.
Hey there, neighbor!
Right. Sorry, I mean, because I wouldn't use your invention.
Come on, Tom. Have you ever known old Frankie boy to be a quitter?
No, but I'm still hopeful, you know.
Come on, buddy. Have you scoped out the competition?
No, but my old family deserted me for old man Rashad's sample line, so I can take that to bed with me.
Oh, I've been through his line twice. That cake is better than ever.
Oh, thanks for the morale boost, mate. Yeah. I'm not too dry, not too moist, just right, is it?
So, what do you say we make this a little more interesting?
Wait, what I think it is.
Well, that depends. Do you think it's the Flavor Enhancer 3000?
Isn't it?
Ooh, right on the money. Let's sprinkle some on.
I'm not sure about this, Frank.
That's why you got me around, Dove. I'm sure for the both of us.
So sorry, honey.
For what? I haven't lost yet.
It's so cute that you think that.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to announce the Golden Hat winner for this year's Spice Cake competition. And the winner is... Dom Denick of Depot 12!
Did he just say Dove Denick of Depot 12?
He said Dove Denick of Depot 12.
Oh, we did it! We actually bloody did it!
Dad, you won!
Congratulations, Dove. We're just as shocked as you are.
Come around, all. There's enough for everyone to have a taste. The line starts behind my wife right there. And here's some for you, and you, Governor, and a big piece for you because I like the look of your face. One for you, little boy, and your mum.
Tell me, Dove, can we know your secret? I don't think it's an overstatement to say your cake achieves new dimensions in flavor. Did you put anything special in
The winning cake was baked with real spice and the Flavor Enhancer 3000.
Flavor what now?
Flavor Enhancer 3000. A new dimension in flavor, discovered and refined by yours truly, Franklin Munt.
I can't believe I'm saying this, Frank. But one of your harebrained inventions finally paid off. Oh my! What was that?
You okay, Mr. Judge?
Sorry, I don't know what came over me.
I forgot to tell you about that part.
What part, Frank?
In certain rare cases, it seems that the Flavor Enhancer 3000 may cause some gastrointestinal distress.
Certain rare cases, eh?
Almost all the time.
In light of this new information, Dove, I'm afraid we cannot award you the Golden Hat.
Well, we didn't win. But at least we didn't do any permanent damage. Yeah, Dad. That's progress.
Well, you know what? All things considered, I think we did pretty good today.
Yeah, we did.
Another day, another Solari.
This is Dune man Keith Villari. I need to secure all guild equipment to first worm site. All the carry-on for Leviathan. We thought we'd landed the big bonus. But now it will take generations for our children and grandchildren to work off our debt to the guild. Be profitable. Be safe.
Dune, the battle for Arrakis.
The Combine Hunted Communinet Theater presents an Arakeen Playhouse production of 5 Days at Carthage. Brought to you by the generous patronage of the Padishah Emperor and the tireless support of the Spice Miners Fellowship and Leisure Committee. And now, it's time to dim the lights and return with us to those fateful days before catastrophe came calling. It's part 4 of 5 days at Carthage.
The Imperial Scenarist Guild has been provided unfettered access to the sealed records and testimonies of those who survived the Carthage incident. The following dramatization represents the official truth, as judged and signed by the Imperial Chamber Court and Aulic Council.
So let us journey then to the burning sands of Arrakis, a desert planet in a far-flung corner of the known universe. The year is 10-194, and the war of assassins between House Atreides and their ancient enemy House Harkonnen is well underway. Once again, we join our story in the tunnels below the great Carthage amphitheater. After months of being overworked and forbidden from all vice, a massive cargo load of illicit alcohol has found its way into the city and flasks of the anxious capacity crowd.
What happened, Val? You've been gone forever.
More importantly, is it done?
It's done. I poisoned my boyhood idol. My father's boyhood idol. An old man at the end of his rope, just hanging on for one last time in the spotlight. One last bow.
Something bad happened.
My path back here took me through the main concourse, where I came face to face with a 20-meter hologram of you, Stisk. Then you, Zoe, Jingo, Max, and finally me.
No way. How can they be looking for us, Stisk?
Not just the Harkonnens, the Imperials as well. There's an alert on both communionets.
Don't worry about it. I've got it covered.
Bullshit, you've got it covered. They know we're here. It's a miracle none of them followed me back.
I said don't worry about it. In about 10 minutes, we're all gonna walk out of here together right through the main concourse.
You drinking your own supplies, Stisk? Our faces are probably spinning on every corner in the city by now.
There's security everywhere.
In 10 minutes, the authorities are gonna be too busy to even care about us.
What are you talking about? Too busy with what?
Too busy with the poor people of Carthage. So tired, so overworked, and forbidden from even a drop of the good stuff to ease their troubled minds.
Until we come in and drop a cargo load of paint stripper into the pent-up town.
They overindulge. But can you blame them? All that angst has to erupt somewhere. But what do you think's gonna happen when they learn their beloved hero is dead?
There's no way they could know. It just happened, and it takes a while for word to get out.
Someone's already put it to work.
We told everyone, boss.
People were pissed.
And you'd be surprised how fast word spread.
They really love this Argosphere guy. Who is he?
I already told you. He's the greatest bloody gladiator in the last 300 years.
I don't watch blood sports. I'm more of a Geops guy.
I predict a full-blown riot. 10 minutes tops.
That's how we're gonna walk out of here. The crowd's all liquored up and pissed off. When they hear Argus dead, there's gonna be blood in the streets. It'll be impossible to track in the chaos.
Oh, not just the crowd is liquored up. How about the whole damn city?
But how do they know it's us, Stisk?
The vault we hit with the containers of booze? I reported it all destroyed with the rest of Simpo.
But it wasn't destroyed. You lied to your own people.
Then we stole from them. What the hell, Stisk? And how did they find us so fast?
Our cover was blown the minute we hit Carthage airspace.
Impossible. Smuggler Ornies have standard issue transponders.
They do. But our cover wasn't blown by the Harks or the Imperials. It was blown by our own side. Of course they would recognize their own transponders.
What did you do to us, Stisk? We can never go home now.
Sorry, Val. If there was any other way.
Any other way to do what? Betray and steal from our own?
She doesn't care about the smugglers, Val. This is all about the Harkonnens.
That's right. The Baron and all his spawn can go to hell and take their city with them. Carthage can burn to the ground for all I care. Just like Simple.
Millions could die.
Or they could live. If they get out in time. chance than my sister got.
What the blazes is the hold of Davros? This ground car hasn't moved in 10 minutes.
It's the crowd, sir. As you correctly surmised, they seem particularly agitated.
Blasted man. I told you to take the back way and damn the main thoroughfares.
This is the back way, sir. I'm getting reports from all precincts. The people are well lubricated and taking to the streets.
Father?
What, Ludmilla? Can't you bloody well see I'm working?
Oh, relax, dearest. The poor girl only said she has to...
Damn it! I told you all to go before we left. Davros, what do you suggest?
I have a cup, sir?
I'm asking about the mob, Davros. The angry, inebriated mob encircling us at this very moment.
Wait a second, sir. There's a bulletin being flashed on all Communinet frequencies.
Put it through.
This is Germ Communinet 1 with an emergency bulletin. At 21 local time, Carthage officials announced the death of famed gladiator Argus Ver. Further reports indicate widespread unrest throughout the city, as well as full-scale rioting at Amphitheater Square. Prefecture authorities have ordered the streets cleared, effective immediately, as a curfew is now in effect. Let's go live now to...
I am surrounded by fools, darling. I'm not the drunken, slack-jawed apes cavorting just beyond. No, the fools I lament are the dead-eyed imposters within my own organization. These so-called prefecture authorities that have, for some unknowable reason, ordered a curfew and the streets cleared. Two orders that I, as the High Prefect of Carthage, with the most complete knowledge of our forces' capabilities, would submit. We have no bloody hope in hell of enforcing. Two orders that will, in the end, only serve to incite the drunken mob more, if not compel them to violence.
Darling, the girls are afraid.
Listen, girls, this is a Series 7 armored ground car. The same vehicle used in the Emperor's own livery. The Series 7 is renowned throughout the Imperium for its immense...
Amphitheater security has been overwhelmed, sir. The surrounding precincts are pulling back as well. Word is, this is escalating into a full-scale revolt.
Darling, if we don't survive this, I want you to know, I hate your entire family.
Father!
Whatever happened to set this off? Oh, you can be sure there's a Harkonnen at the bottom of it.
Actually, sir, reports are coming in attributing both the alcohol and death of Argus Fear to a rogue smuggler and her crew. Still, I suggest we withdraw to the residence until the situation is secure.
Yes, Davros, get us out of here.
Sir, do you mean...
Yes, Davros. Engage the battering ram.
Very good, sir. Now would be a good time to ensure all your safety harnesses are well fastened. It gets quite bumpy at ramming speed.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
This is your master inspirator with the daily motivational.
Sector weather alert.
Today,
A
we
large
must
sandstorm
remember
is
when you
approaching.
live with purpose, hard work isn't an option. It's a necessity.
A seasoned crew chief goes missing from an iconic harvester, and nothing is as it seems. In this tale of intrigue, betrayal, and deadly ambition, the sands of Arrakis hide many secrets. Join us now as we begin to unravel the dark and mysterious truth behind the disappearance of crew chief Jarek Thorne. It's Death on the Titan, Episode 1, Eye of the Storm.
It was my first time on the Sand Titan, but I knew it well. Everyone did. It was the last of the old Venport Demeter 4 super harvesters. A 6-deck factory harvester with a rebuilt Dyrmidium centrifuge. A rust-hued colossus that had become more than its well-worn constituent parts. The Sand Titan had become a symbol of the Spice Miners Guild itself. Its silhouette was a well-known and comforting sight upon the dunes. But I wasn't there for the tour. I'd followed a long and circuitous route from Transport Thopter to Transport Thopter as I worked my way into the deep desert where the Sand Titan roamed. As a senior my job was to solve problems and make sure that the spice kept flowing. The spice wasn't flowing, though. The Sand Titan had been pinned down between two storm fronts and had gone dark for almost a week. That, in itself, wasn't unusual. The deep desert was known to be a chaotic and violent wasteland with rapidly shifting weather patterns, amongst other palpable dangers. No, the unusual part was the content of a secure transmission from the Titan's command deck. It turns out there'd been a suspicious death on the Great Harvester. And the crew was paralyzed with anger and fear. Unfortunately, anger and fear are bad for production. So I was ordered out of my comfortable existence in Arakeen to find the Sand Titan and make things right. As the last leg of my fragmented journey neared its completion, I examined Chief Thorne's guild record once more. Chief Thorne was a man of discipline and was well regarded by his crew. By all accounts, Thorne wasn't one to shirk his responsibilities or fail in his duties. No, in fact, Thorne had never even been late for a single shift until that fateful night. My first interviews were with the tool pushers assigned to Thorne's shift.
He just didn't show up.
I knew right away something was wrong, so I went down to check his cabin, but he wasn't there.
We were between two Coriolis fronts at the time, so we were running dark.
That means we were operating mechanical only. All electronic systems have to be shut down, you know, to protect against the heavy electromagnetic interference generated by the storms.
Anyhow, like I said, we were running dark, which means all holocams were offline. We had no quick way of finding them.
Yeah, the Titan's a massive beast.
So, what did you do?
We did it the slow way. Searched everywhere from the top down.
That's the command deck, the mess, the crew deck, the crew lounges, the intake deck, the processing deck, the storage racks, shaft disposal.
We even suited up and checked the flight deck.
No easy feat on the edge of two hard-charging Coriolis fronts.
And what did you find?
Nothing. No one had seen Thorne anywhere.
It was like he vanished in the thin air.
Hours passed as the crew's anxiety grew with each tick of the clock. Then, in the early morning light, shift supervisor, Lena Orlov, made a gruesome discovery.
I found him. What was left of him, anyway. His body had been pulverized in the separator. I only knew it was him from the clotted tufts of blonde hair mixed into the stew of blood and bone.
Crew Chief Thorne was dead. That was for certain. And the circumstances of his death were anything but clear. But what might have been written off as an accident at first soon began to look more and more suspicious.
This isn't supposed to be possible. The mechanical separator had a failsafe built in, a dead man switch to prevent this very thing from happening. Someone had to deliberately override that and multiple other safety features to cause this.
At that point, Captain Andahar Noah, the Sand Titan's capable leader, sent his call for help before launching his own investigation. And among the crew, one name quickly rose to the surface. Deckhand Rico Marr. After an anonymous report, Rico had been investigated for skimming unprocessed spice, an offense that led to a heated confrontation with Crew Chief Thorne. Tell me, Tessa, how did you come to be in the crew lounge when Thorne and Rico came to blows?
It was Captain Noah's Oath Day. I was passing through the lounge on my way to pick up the key.
And what did you see when you got there?
Thorne and Rico going at it. Well, there was a lot of yelling at first, but it got physical quick. I mean, Rico was a big guy, but Thorne knew how to fight and laid a beating on Rico. We separated them before it got too bad, but you can see for yourself. The holocam caught the last part.
Think you can humiliate me like this? I'll be shitting teeth for a month. Count yourself lucky, thief. In the old days, they would have fed you through the mechanical separator. I have no bloody idea how that got there. I've never seen that before.
The incident had been diffused, for the time being. But the tension between Thorne and Rico was palpable. Was it enough to drive Rico Marr to murder? That's what I was working to find out.
I was shift supervisor in Chief Thorne's next rotation.
And how would you characterize Thorne's state of mind?
Thorne was worried. He didn't report the fight with Rico straight away, which is weird for such a straight arrow.
What happened next?
We don't know all the details, but holocam coverage tracked Rico to Thorne's cabin later the same night. There was some kind of second altercation.
Did Rico have an alibi for the time of Thorne's disappearance?
No, he didn't. He claimed he was in his quarters the whole time. But the storm front had closed in and we were running dark. There was no way to confirm his location with the holocams.
So, with suspicions mounting against the deckhand, Captain Noah ordered Rico Ma to the brig.
And what we found next raised even more questions.
What am I looking at?
That's a mnemonic film wire containing a coded message to Thorne.
I knew exactly what it was, but I wanted to learn what the shift's supervisor knew.
As far as we could tell, the code was based on old cipher used by Atreides signal intelligence.
The plot was thickening. Why was Thorne receiving secret messages from the Atreides? And why was that message in Rico's possession? I hadn't decided yet whether Rico was lying or not, but it seemed the crew had made up their minds. Communications specialist Jeb Dolan was tasked with deciphering the secret message, and I tried to impress upon him the importance of doing a quick but thorough job. What started as a murder was rapidly becoming something else, and I had to get to the bottom of it quickly. The Spice Miners Guild had a mandate to remain neutral in the ongoing war of assassins, and had successfully done so. Thus far, or had we?
Join us again next time, as new secrets are revealed, and we dive deeper into the enigmatic death of Crew Chief Jarek Thorne. But until then, stay vigilant and watch the sands, until death on the Titan returns.
This is your master inspirator with the daily motivational. Today we must remember, we don't work for recognition, but to work worthy of recognition.
Calumet Theater presents an Arakin Playhouse production of 5 Days at Carthage. Brought to you by the generous patronage of the Padishah Emperor and the tireless support of the Spice Miners Fellowship and Leisure Committee. And now, it's time to dim the lights and return with us to those fateful days before catastrophe came calling. It's part 2 of 5 Days at Carthage.
The Imperial Scenarist Guild has been provided unfettered access to the sealed records and testimonies of those who survived the Carthage incident. The following dramatization represents the official truth, as judged and signed by the Imperial Chamber Court and Aulic Council.
So let us journey then to the burning sands of Arrakis, a desert planet in a far-flung corner of the known universe. The year is 10-1-94, and the war of assassins between House Atreides and their ancient enemy House Harkonnen is well underway. We join our story in the bleak hills of the Simcoe Uplands, a barren and windswept place, devoid of any life. Devoid, but for the crew of smugglers carefully negotiating the rad-blasted hellscape.
The locals say these hills are haunted.
What locals? There are no locals. Not anymore.
That half-blind fortune teller in Arsum said these hills were wild with evil spirits.
She called them Jinn.
The bigger question is, how the hell a half-blind fortune teller in Arson knew to talk about these hills at all? Did we not agree to keep quiet about coming here? Simple was a restricted sector. Sardaukar kill on sight if they find you.
I didn't say we were coming. I asked if it was haunted. Chingo and Max were saying it was, and I don't want any part of any ghosts or jinns or whatever.
So, what did your half-blind fortune teller say?
He told us an old grabbin' tale about the Jinn. Angry spirits, born when someone dies suddenly and violently, without knowing the how or why of it. Sorry, Stisk. Val said you had people in Simpo.
Contact. Get ready. Around the next bend on my mark. Go!
Hold up! Hold up!
What? What is it?
I didn't know what it was, but I got some on my boots.
I got it in my mouth.
Looks like it could have been a kit fox. There's a bit of tail.
Boss, if anyone else is in this sector, that was very loud.
What are we doing here anyway? I'm told this is a restricted sector. The Sardaukar kill on sight.
This one's got a sense of humor. Let's kill her.
Ha! You can try.
Time to move.
We're here for an old family heirloom. A necklace I left in the care of my sister.
Didn't mark you as the sentimental type.
Sentimental got nothing to do with it. What's mine is mine. As long as my toad of a mother didn't find it and trade it for a pinch of spice.
What makes you think it isn't a hardened pile of scrap with the rest of the place?
Well, maybe it is. That's what we're here to find out.
What is this stuff?
Regular old sand. Heated to 5,500 degrees.
Who did this?
Surprised you don't know. Your Honorable Duke was in the thick of it.
It was before she arrived on Arrakis. And not a story either side wishes to tell.
What story, Val?
Simpo was a Harkonnen village. And after Shepard took Arrakis from us.
It means the village elders were bought and paid for.
Anyway, it seems the town water system had a crack in it, or a deficiency of some kind. So no matter how many times the village petitioned us for help, we never met with typical Harkonnen indifference. Granted, we had a war of assassins to wage, and there were other priorities. But that didn't sit so well with the younger folk in the town.
Seems that dying of thirst makes you cranky.
Go figure.
So let me guess. They went behind your backs to the Atreides.
You got a smart one here, Val. Don't screw it up.
Of course. The clever bastard Tufir Hawat immediately saw both the strategic and propagandic value in turning a Harkonnen stronghold. Duke Leto tasked his best men with the job.
You know, I don't think propagandic is a word. Big odds.
What did the Harks do?
Harkonnen loyalists within the town began a campaign of sabotage to discredit the Atreides and undermine the sister project.
Typical Harkonnen treachery.
A superficial investigation uncovered the treachery, but the Atreides engineers couldn't prove their innocence and were ultimately arrested.
I'm sure that didn't sit well with the Duke.
The Atreides acted quickly and decisively, deploying a full garrison to free their engineers and install the younger upstart villagers as the new town leadership.
I'm sure that fat slig of a Baron would love to hear that.
He did not. But he was spread too thin to do much about it. Even when the new town leadership formalized their fealty to House Atreides.
Good for them. Sorry, Val, but your old crew were a band of snakes.
You must never be sorry for observing the truth. But at the same time, snakes are at their most dangerous when cornered.
What happened?
The Baron grew tired of losing ground to the Atreides and dispatched the biggest snake of all to fix his nephew's problems.
Peter de Vries, the Lord High Snake himself.
Upon returning to Arrakis, Peter de Vries' first order of business was to organize the destruction of Simpo, as a warning and message to those who contemplated disloyalty. A massive host of Harkonnen house troops arrived in the dead of night to encompass the town. Outnumbered and surrounded, it was all the Atreides could do to fall back and await reinforcements.
The Harkonnen went on to execute all 27 of the young villagers who collaborated with the Atreides. My sister Sigrid among them.
I did not know that.
Of course you didn't, kid, but I don't hold that against you. I hold it against every other living and breathing Harkonnen and anyone who serves them.
That still doesn't explain the melted sand.
When the sun rose the next morning, the Atreides emerged from their bunker to find the Harkonnens were gone. Their relief was short-lived, though, when fire began to rain from the sky.
The Baron kept a stockpile of ancient siege artillery from the old Empire.
And did this?
The Atreides force and most of the town were incinerated in their beds. Just in time for a massive Coriolis storm to come along and blow away anything left behind.
Sorry to interrupt your Greek tragedy, but I think we're being followed.
We are. The last 2 clicks or so. Keep going, we're almost there.
Almost where?
The rubble pile that used to be my home. This way. Here it is. Not much to look at topside.
Topside?
Cover me.
A trapdoor?
Guess I was born a smuggler. Pull it shut behind you.
Damn. It's all scorched and melted.
I was worried about that. The heat from the bombardment must have cooked this place like an oven.
So we came all this way for nothing?
Not for nothing. We're in business.
Huh. What kind of necklace is that?
Shit. I thought we'd have more time.
What's the plan here, boss?
Same as always. Before they kill us.
What's waiting for us first?
We're gonna have to stab the Haga Basin.
Oof, that's a lot of scabbies.
How are we on ammo? We don't have far to go.
We don't?
Trust me. We'll be back in Carthag before sundown. First round's on me. On 3, you're gonna put a full burst through the hatch.
And then?
We run like hell.
That's not the plan.
3, 2, shoot! Go, go, go!
Multiple contacts! All around us!
Weapons hot! With me!
Reloading!
Reloading! Head for that ruined house!
By the way, boss, Carthag's been dry for months. Beast Rabban has ordered a total prohibition on alcohol.
I know! He's a real bastard!
Then what are we drinking when we get there?
Oh, ye of little faith! On 3, we grenade and move! 3, 2! Grenades out! Yeah! Almost there! Where? Box Canyon! Just down this grade!
A box canyon? That doesn't sound good.
Go, go, go! Keep going! All the way to the back!
The end of what? The dead end?
Here!
Where? Oh, shit. The canyon wall is fading. It's...
A Solido hologram. That's a big door.
Locked.
Lucky we have the key.
Haha. Your sentimental family heirloom.
It is now. Inside, quick!
Closing door! What now? There's got to be hundreds of them out there.
Trying to get in here.
We ride home in style. Val, get the lights.
Nice. It's a Mark IV medium chum gunship.
Can you fly it?
Does a worm shit in the sand?
Mount up.
You know this is overkill for a bunch of scabs.
The gunship isn't for the scavs. Check the hold.
Shy Halud. That's a lot of booze.
Stisk, you crafty devil!
Told you, Val. First round's on me.
Buckle in. Next stop, Carthage.
reminding you to ground yourself and your equipment when a sandstorm is reported. My crew kept working through the first and second warnings until static electricity shorted out our transmitter. As a result, we missed the warning, telling us the storm was bearing down on our position. Aye. Many widows were made that day. Be profitable. Be safe.
Secrets and lies run deep in the crew of a legendary spice harvester. It seems there is more to fear on the dunes than monstrous worms and deadly storms. Sometimes, death comes in the guise of those you trust the most. Join us on our continued search for the truth behind the disappearance of Chief Jarek Thorne. It's Death on the Titan, Episode 2, Web of Fear.
Crew Chief Jarek Thorne died under questionable circumstances following a heated argument with deckhand Rico Marr. And while searching Rico's locker, Captain Noah discovered a coded message from Atreides intelligence addressed to the dead crew chief. I started the day by reviewing the recording of Captain Noah's initial interrogation of Rico Marr.
Rico, now why don't you come clean? Get that. Look, tell me. Or you can wait till whatever Hatchet Man, Spice Miners Guild is sending. And you know what his job is gonna be. Solve Chief Thorne's murder. No, you idiot. Chief Thorne's dead. The girl sends is here to get the spice flowing again. That won't happen until the crew settles. It won't? No. Fortunately for you, Chief Thorne was well liked. The crew blood. I suppose I'm lucky to hand you over. The crew tear you apart, throw the pieces overboard.
I don't know anything about any mnemonic film or anything like that. Someone must have planted it.
I need more from you, Rico. How did you know about the message, and who ordered you to steal it?
No. Why would I risk everything for some stupid message? Yes, Thorne and I fought. That doesn't mean I killed him.
Rico was adamant that he spent the night of Thorne's murder alone in his bunk. That is, until a witness came forward saying otherwise.
Sorry, Captain, I didn't remember it first, but I did see Rico that night.
You saw him? Where?
Slipping into the sugar wire hut. Okay, I was there. I saw the message come
It was at this point I arrived on the Titan and witnessed the following.
Why did you take the message?
I thought it might give me some dirt. Something I can use against him. Threatening to ruin my life.
Sir? Your hand, son. Place it flat on the table. Like this. It's time to start talking. Or I could just twist.
No further application of pressure was necessary, as Rico Marr finally confessed.
Tessa put me up to it. It was her all along. She knew Thorne was giving me messages. She wanted to expose him. Get him kicked out. It was all her idea.
Tessa Lim, the engineer.
My investigation into Tessa Lim took me to the operator of the sugar wire shack during Thorne's rotation.
Conflict? You could say there was conflict between Thorne and Tessa. We couldn't decide if they hated each other or had some secret, twisted thing going on when no one was looking. Guess hate won out in the end.
What was the source of conflict between Thorne and Tessa?
Everything. From resource allocation to safety protocols. She was never happy with the decision we made.
What about the encrypted messages?
Thorne received a few of them in the past. I never decoded them. Thorne handled that himself.
One by one, the pieces began to fall into place. Engineer Tessa Lim had a combative relationship with her crew chief and wanted him out of the way. But I knew there had to be more to it. And to discover what that was, I would have to go to the source. Thank you for cooperating, Tessa.
Oh, what choice do I have?
None. Tell me about Thorn.
Thorn was a special kind of incompetent. The dangerous kind. In spite of what you think, it wasn't personal. His bad decisions put our lives at risk.
He was well regarded by the crew.
Big whoop. So he was popular. Doesn't mean he was good at his job.
How does Rico fit into it?
I never told Rico to steal anything, but I knew Thorn was receiving those messages on the down low. And when Rico came back with his face busted in, maybe I put the idea in his head.
To steal the message.
Yeah, but if anyone needs to be investigated here, it's Lena Orlov. Her and Thorn had something going on.
Interesting. I've heard from others that you and Thorn had something going on.
Don't make me throw up. Jarek Thorn
Sector
makes
weather
the
alert.
Haken and look
A large
attractive by
sandstorm is
comparison.
approaching.
Tell me about Orlov.
To start with, Rico sleeps in a bunk. Thorn has a cabin with a door. So, unless Orlov can see through wood, how could she know that Rico was in Thorn's quarters that night? She must have been there, right? Inside Thorn's cabin. How else could she have such intimate knowledge of his thoughts and plans?
The accusations were flying fast and loose, and tensions were running high. As I wrapped up the interview with Tessa, she dropped another bombshell.
And if Rico was supposed to be in the sugar wire shack alone that night, where was Jeb, our trusted operator?
The mystery deepens on the Sand Titan as the web of deception grows. What is the truth about the relationship between Thorn and his shift supervisor? And what was Sugarwire operator Jeb really up to at the time of the murder? The truth is
Sector
out
weather
there,
alert.
dear
A
listener,
large sandstorm is approaching.
buried in the sands of fate. Join us again next time as we uncover more secrets and lies on Death on the Titan.
It's the Grabbing Gang, presented by the Imperial Scenarist Guild and Linder and Gold Company.
The Grabbing Gang was recorded before a live studio audience.
Another day, another song. And there goes Frank flying by. Hello.
Hey there, neighbor! How do you like my new lobster? Yeah, built it myself!
Oi, you okay, Frank?
Just a fresh wound.
Yeah, not to worry, love. He missed our property entirely. Oh, there you are. Morning, sunshine.
Grabbing life isn't for the faint of heart, but at least we keep it interesting.
Now, if I can just get this old water recycler working, who in the right mind would make it like... Oh, come on. Oh, fantastic. Oh, the screws are made out of Swiss cheese. Quality work here, boys. Yeah. Lovely.
When she conks out for the last time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, almost got it. She just needs a little coaxing, and she'll start purring.
R.I.P. Betty. Gone, but not forgotten. Maybe you should get Frank to help.
Do you remember the last time we got Frank to help? You were visiting your sister in Arakeen, and Depot 12 got popped with that surprise inspection, yeah? Well, you don't remember? The man said my hair was 3 centimeters over guild regs.
Oh, now I remember. You were kinda shaggy, Dove.
Well, I had no choice. I needed it cut.
And I told you to wait until I got home. I don't know why you would ever go to Frank.
I look like a bloody Harkonnen for weeks.
Mom, Dad, can you guys keep it down? I'm trying to hear my Communinet show. Hey, Junie, hon. Maybe you could do that outside and keep an ear open for worm sign.
You know, sandworm activity's up now 1,000% since that bastard Zantara took out the shield.
How did Zantara take out the shield wall in one day, and it took you 6 months to build a shed?
Don't you compare me to that outlaw?
No, trust me. I've seen his holo. You don't compare at all.
Now that's seditious talk, that is. He's an enemy of the Imperium.
Oh, that sounds like a good game for frisky time. Enemy of the Imperium. Oh, you two are gross.
Oh, you're gross. Have you seen her bedroom?
Speaking of which, where's your mother? Hey! Get out of my grabbing, you overgrown bottom sucker!
Mum, what are you doing?
I'm teaching this thing some manners.
It's a sandworm, not a stray bat.
Oh, well, that one had spunk. I like it. Why do we have to live with the worms? I can take anything, Arrakis. But enough with the worms already.
Look, you heard what the science man said about our grabbing, yeah? To the worms, we're like a highway through the rock. But he also said they come through so fast, they don't even notice us.
We should charge them a toll. 5 Solari per trip.
Then we could finally get a new ground car. Hey?
And I wouldn't have to run so fast between rock islands. Speaking of which, it's off to the trade post. So big news from Guild Authority. They're sending a new security inspector to check on Depot 12.
Or another one. Well, didn't we have a security inspection last month?
We did, but that one needed some time off after his visit.
Time off? Must be nice.
I'm not sure how nice it is. The Guild Medicant gave him 3 weeks in a tranquility pod.
A tranquility pod? Isn't that where they put the crazies?
Sounds perfect for you two.
Well, couldn't be worse than visiting your sister in Winsett.
Anyhow, this new inspector is supposed to be a real hard nose. Name's Inspector Rix.
Ooh, I knew a Rix once. He had a big one.
What? That's disgusting, Mum.
Oh, you know what I mean, right?
Yes, Mother, we all know.
It rhymes with Rix.
We get it, Mum.
Face it, Dove. Depot 12 isn't exactly known for having the tightest security system.
Now, don't talk about old Gus that way.
Who's old Gus?
He's, our security system. And he is just fine as long as he, doesn't drink hot Kool-Aid milk.
What happens when he drinks hot Kool-Aid milk?
The same thing that Daddy drinks hot Kool-Aid milk.
He lost himself in the toilet for 30 minutes.
No, he falls asleep, of course.
That's much better. Depot 12 had 3 centers in the last quarter, Dove. The Spice Miners Guild is going to shut us down.
Not if I can help it. Me and Frank are going to come up with a plan to make Depot 12 the most secure spice depot on Arrakis. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
Hey, don't knock until you hear the plan, buddy boy. I rigged together a special security apparatus.
Frank, my dear, you are still picking bits of your last apparatus from your arse.
Don't remind me. Yeah, trust me, buddy. This one is foolproof. My best invention yet.
And that is what I'm afraid of.
Good morning, Depot 12. I'm here to conduct a thorough inspection of your current security initiatives. This sector is one of the worst in the Imperial Basin.
You can blame the Kirab for that, Inspector.
I'll decide where the blame goes, Dune man. Now, show me your security.
Very good, Inspector. Frank?
Oh, that's my cue. Sorry. Automaton, awaken!
What am I looking at?
My new sentry automaton. I named him Gary. He's scanning for intruders now.
Is he?
Don't worry. It's all clockwork. No Butlerian proscriptions broken here.
Frank, he must think we are the intruders, eh?
Oh, that's not good.
What do you mean that's not good, Frank?
I mean, maybe it's time to,
Uh-oh. Looks like we're gonna need another inspector.
I got this one in my hair.
Oh, another day, another Solari.